and I just felt this feeling of peace wash over me. Really, the message was, I have everything I need within me. I don't need another person to lift me up. I don't need another person to literally prop me up. And to this day, I sometimes still look at it like when I'm feeling, discouraged. It's like, remember when you really felt like everything was possible, and remember that everything is possible. Good morning, guys. We're in my bathroom. Welcome to another vlog / video. This is going to be like a mini day in my life, and specifically today we're actually going to finally be talking about my tattoos. From time to time I will get requests to like talk more about my tattoos because I don't even know if right now you can see them, but then yeah, I have a few. I love hearing about people's tattoo stories and like the meanings behind them and stuff. So I definitely, it's not like a secret, but they are a little bit emotional for me. So I feel like that's why I've always just kind of like, I don't know, put it off or like waited for the right moment to tell you guys about it, like just being so dramatic. But I thought it would be fun, rather than like a sit down video where we just talk about the tattoos, to like just kind of turn this into a mini vlog and a mini day in my life. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. How cute are these pajamas that I'm wearing? I'm obsessed with them. They're from Garage. I have a little fall haul of like cozy and really cool stuff for you guys. They are the sponsor of this video. So thank you, Garage, for sponsoring this video. I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit. I am currently just doing my morning skincare because we are going to go out for a healthy, wealthy girl / family walk because JS and Maggie are gonna come with. I'm just boiling some water over in the kitchen and I gotta put sunscreen on. I finally found a sunscreen that I actually like. This has been like a struggle, and I never wanted to wear sunscreen on my face because I couldn't find one that I liked. This, like, I look forward to putting it on. I'm like, yes, let me put on my sunscreen. It's from Supergoop. They sent this to me as like PR, and I will definitely be repurchasing it. It is so good. It feels like if you've ever put makeup primer on your face, it has that same kind of like almost silicone-y consistency, which sounds weird, but there's no taste, there's no smell, there's no color. Like, it's so good. And you can put makeup on top, or you can just leave your skin kind of bare. For now, I'm gonna do bare. I might put makeup on later, but just for now, I wanted to get the sunscreen on before we go out. I don't know what time it is. It's probably around 7:30. You guys saw my morning routine. I've been up for a little while. I am in the process of doing, okay, you guys know like football camp, like I only know this because I watch YouTubers whose husbands are football coaches, but I guess like before the football season starts, the team will like do camp and they like train really intense or whatever. So I've been like joking around with myself and saying that I'm in like editing camp or YouTube camp, because sometimes I do this thing where like I film faster than I can edit the videos, because editing takes a long time. I'm very like, I just love editing and I like to like take my time and, do a good job at it. So sometimes I film faster than I can edit, which leads to like having a backlog of videos. And my goal is to like clear out that backlog and just make space, like get a bunch of videos out to kind of wrap up the summer and make space for fall content. And then also like the highly requested videos that you guys have been asking for, like this one, that like I've been putting off filming because I'm like waiting for the right time, or I'm like, oh, I can't film that just yet, I have other videos to edit. So yeah, I just really want like a fresh start in so many areas of my life, but also one of them with YouTube. So I'm in camp mode. So all that to say, I had a hard time sleeping because I was excited to wake up and get to work, which is a wonderful feeling, but also a little bit annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna go put on one of my new outfits from Garage, and we are gonna go do this healthy, wealthy family walk, healthy, wealthy girl. I'm so excited for this outfit because it involves a puffer vest. Do you want tea, Jean? Do you want tea? Get him. Oh, the tongue is too active. Look, it's just a nub.
You good girl.
Okay, wakey, wakey, everybody.
Oh, you wakey.
I'm gonna wear my new puffer vest. Okay, I didn't think I would need this too, but I guess we get to complete the outfit because it's 11 degrees outside. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit for my American friends, but it's cold. And it's only August 31st. Okay, so this full activewear set is so cute. It's from Garage's new collection. Like, this zip up is so nice. It's such a soft and like stretchy, buttery material. It feels so high quality. And then the leggings as well. And the little like, I would say it's more of a top than a sports bra, but you could wear this for like a low, I'm squatting. You could wear this for like a low impact workout. And then the moment I've been waiting for, the puffer vest. How good is this? It's like this long, has a nice cozy neck, these big pockets, and the pockets on the side have like a felt lining in them. They're so good. I'm so excited for this vest. We're gonna go have a cozy walk. I mean, wow, summer is over if it's 11 degrees. Do you guys wanna know something I do that's like really cheap of me? I reuse tea bags. Like, if I only use it once and I know it's the kind of tea that like is gonna have leftover flavor, I save the bag, I'll like put it in a mug and I reuse it. That's like something from, remember like Extreme Cheapskates, and remember when Graham Stephan would react to those videos of Extreme Cheapskates? Like, I definitely have a few Extreme Cheapskates habits. But then I like, you know, save up and buy Louis Vuitton bags. So it doesn't always make sense, but we all have our weird things that like we don't like paying for and we do like paying for. Who's your style inspo?
Zoey, look it up on YouTube.
Are you ready to walk? Should we play that song? The song that we always play? The song that's always stuck in my head now?
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life.
Hi, small beast.
Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
So it's a little bit later now. I just did a couple of like morning errands plus ate breakfast, blah, blah, blah. I actually had to go to the ATM because like I said, today's the last day of August. So tomorrow's the first, meaning that I start my new budget, my new cash budget. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the ATM. The weather outside is so incredible, you guys. I was just driving with like the windows down. It's warmed up a little bit and it's definitely just like, I don't know, it's like vest season. And when you get to wear a puffy vest, you just feel so cozy, but there's like a slight chill, but it's not too cold. Like, it's so perfect. I love this weather and I don't know, I'm feeling so happy this morning and so grateful. Like whenever I take the time to do a really good morning routine and then have a nice like filling breakfast, it literally just puts me in the best mood. I don't know. They are testing the fire alarms in my building. So I silenced it, but maybe you guys can hear the other one. Hopefully not. Okay, so I wanted to do a little fall haul for you guys with some new pieces that I got from Garage. I showed you already what I'm wearing right now, but I am so excited. These are all from their new collection. So Garage recently launched a new collection called Elevate, which is elevated in French. And the whole collection are these beautiful, very like neutral and kind of timeless colors in a really thick and luxurious fabric. So yeah, I showed you guys what I have on. I got two other things similar to it. I of course went with a staple black, but then they had this slightly off-white color called Tofu that I was like, I have to try this, and they are so good. I am super picky about my leggings, and I am so pleasantly surprised by these. The quality for the price is just insane. And the price is $45, which is really, really good because comparatively, you'd be looking at $70, $80, $90 for leggings of this quality. I've already tried on the white ones. They are super thick, so you're not gonna see your underwear. They're not sheer or anything like that. I got the same jacket that I'm wearing now in this gorgeous taupe color. I am so obsessed with it. It's so like just flattering. You feel like Kim Possible. You feel so snatched. I love this taupe color. I think it's going to be so good for the fall, and I'm feeling like so addicted. I want to go get it in white as well. I also got this white long sleeve t-shirt to try because I thought it would be so cute with sweatpants or just jeans. You can never have too many white tees. In that same tofu color, I got this bodysuit to try. And I've tried everything on, you guys, and they are so good. Everything fits perfectly. It's like the classic Garage that we know and love. The last thing I want to show you, I'm so excited about, is this sweatsuit. So starting with this hoodie, this is so thick. It literally feels like it would be a $100 hoodie. I'm not even kidding. It's so soft, so thick. I love how like the hood is lined, so you've got that really nice thick look. This is $60, so it is more expensive than the typical Garage prices, but again, it's a better price for the quality. Like if you were to find this at another store, it would be so much more expensive. So if you're looking for that like ultimate thick, high quality hoodie, I would recommend checking this out. And then of course had to get the sweatpants to match, and they are so, again, just thick, luxurious, comfortable. I am obsessed. And then last but not least is of course the vest. This isn't technically part of the Elevate collection, but I just wanted to show it because I know pieces like this, they are selling out so fast. This vest is an amazing price once again. I've been wearing it all morning and it's just so comfy. I think my favorite part is this like high neck. You just feels like a hug. So I'll link all of these pieces down below. Thank you so much to Garage for sponsoring this video and for gifting me with these beautiful pieces. I am so grateful for Garage's support on my channel and for you guys who support my collab with them. It's been going on for almost a year now. And I say this every time, but it's always a dream come true to work with them. Whenever you guys click on my links, whether it's for shopping or just for window shopping, it really supports my channel and means the world to me. So let's take off these layers because my tattoos, I feel like, are very summer tattoos. Like once the fall rolls around and it's long sleeve season again, all of my tattoos are basically hidden. So that's why I wanted to do this video now before we officially move into fall and my tattoos get put away for the season. Okay, I just came outside to hide because it is so annoying. The fire alarm is like getting worse. They're testing one floor at a time, so I think they're almost done with my floor. We may as well just start the story time now of my tattoos. So I am going to go in order of all of the tattoos that I have, tell you guys about the experience getting them, what like they symbolize to me, their meaning, why I got them, I guess like what was going on in my life when I got it, and just all of that. And I'm also gonna be like opening up quite a bit. Some of these are, obviously tattoos are super personal, and you know, sometimes we just get one because we like the design, but sometimes they have like a deeper meaning to us. And so I guess I'll just ask that you guys like be respectful. I don't know, I'm like shy to open up about some of these things. Okay, let's start with my first tattoo, which is the rose on my inner arm right here. Here is a better view of it. So this was my very first, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, so hopefully this is good and there are no more interruptions. I just drove over to West Mound, which is like wherever I come when I just need like to drive because the streets are bigger here, the houses are beautiful, there's just nice things to look at. So starting with my first tattoo, once again, I got this when I was 21 years old. I had been thinking for a long time about the type of tattoo that I wanted, what did I want, where did I want it, and as I'm sure you guys are aware, tattoos really tend to like move in trends, and there'll be like trends of the font if you're getting writing, trends of the image if you're getting like, you know, an image of something, and also trends of the placement. Like, you know, I remember when I was in high school, the right here, like the side of the ribs or the under boob was very, very popular. Right here on the arm was very popular. And so I was just like, I don't know. And I would always look at pictures and I would kind of dream and fantasize about my first tattoo. I ended up settling on a rose, and this was mostly because I had seen beautiful pictures of it. Like I would see girls with a rose tattoo and I really liked it. I also, actually, I don't know if the shoes came before or after, but they probably came after. After I got my first tattoo, I started becoming like obsessed with rose. Like I had shoes with roses on them. I just loved roses after that. How I knew it was time to get this first tattoo is because I went through something that was an experience that I really grew from and I really learned a lot from. When I was age 19 to 20, I guess, I got out of this relationship just before turning 21. So for a year and a little bit, I was in a relationship with someone who was a very nice guy, and I just let the relationship go on for too long for a multitude of reasons that we don't really need to get into in this video, but I guess there was two things. One, I was scared to end it because I was afraid of hurting his feelings, and I was afraid to end it because I was terrified to be alone. I struggled a lot in university with just like my mental health, with feeling independent, and I was really, really afraid to be alone. I was scared of what would happen if I broke up with this person and I was living in a city without my family around. I felt like university was really hard. Again, I was struggling a lot with my mental health, and I was like, I can't be alone, so I should just stay with this person. Plus, like I said, I was afraid to hurt his feelings. Which, side note, it is always better to just be upfront than to drag on something to not hurt someone's feelings, because you will just hurt their feelings in the end, and it's better to do it sooner than later, because the longer you wait, the more you hurt their feelings. So finally, I ended that relationship, and I remember feeling so free when I did, and feeling like, oh, I'm alone and I'm okay. And going through that experience taught me that I am okay to be alone, that I love myself, and really the message was I have everything I need within me. I don't need another person to lift me up. I don't need another person to literally prop me up. Like there were times when like I wouldn't eat unless he would ask me like, what did you eat today? Or what are you eating? Like make sure you eat. Like I was so unwell mentally. And I just let this person take care of me because I was like afraid or didn't want to do it myself. And forcing myself to do it myself, I learned I could do it. And so that just kind of experience, and then my desire to get a rose tattoo, I just decided that the rose would symbolize I have everything I need within me. So it's not like the rose has the thorns and the rose has the layers. There's no meaning to it like that, but I just connected this beautiful image with this experience that I went through and decided it was time to get that tattoo. So I chose my tattoo artist because a girl that I was like, it was like a friend of a friend that I had on Instagram. She got a really nicely done tattoo by this artist. I remember clicking on his tag and he had so many roses. He was also based in Ottawa, so it was like going back to my hometown to get this tattoo. So I booked the appointment with him and went in. What I wasn't expecting, and of course this was my first time getting a tattoo, so I didn't know, but I wasn't expecting, like I kind of thought we would design the tattoo together, like we would call each other and we'd like design it before I walked in. So I thought that I would walk in with a ready to go designed tattoo. I also thought that I didn't know you can't like unless it's a flash, you can't actually copy other people's tattoos, because I remember looking at his Instagram and being like, I like that rose, I want that exact rose. And he was like, I can't give you that one. That one's already taken. So it was like, I have to design you a new one. So the day of the tattoo, it was December and it was around Christmas. It was on Christmas break. Camilla came to Ottawa with me and my stepmom came with me to the appointment, and the guy had drawn up this rose, and it was like a very narrow, like scraggly looking rose. It didn't look good, but I was so shy, and he was like, is it okay? And I was like, like I didn't tell the truth. And to this day, Kamij and I joke about it, because she looks at me and goes, are you sure, Zoe? And I kind of looked at her and was like, and she goes, no, she doesn't like it. So I was able then to describe what I liked better and landed on this, which I love so much. I think it's so beautiful. It's so perfect. To this day, it's my favorite of all of my tattoos. I just love it so much. And then after it was done and he did all the shading and stuff, he was like, I think this is better than the picture you showed me. And I was like, I love it. Like, I was just so happy. So yeah, this tattoo once again symbolized for me just like my independence, having everything I need within me. And it's funny because, you know, on the quest for love, it's often when we accept ourselves and love ourselves that someone new comes into our life. And the weekend that I got this tattoo, I had kind of been friends with this guy and I was starting to develop a crush on him. And the weekend I got this tattoo, where I was like, I love myself, I'm okay being alone, there was like a flip switched between the two of us, and we ended up dating not long after that, and it was like a really good experience. So it's just funny, like just little lessons of love, and like, I don't know, there's just so many memories wrapped up in this tattoo for me. Now, in terms of the placement, because it was my first one, I just wanted it on my inner arm because it's somewhere that I could easily look at it all the time, but I could also hide it all of the time. Like especially back then, I feel like now tattoos are just so widely accepted, but this was like 6 years ago, and it wasn't guaranteed that you'd be able to show your tattoos off at work and stuff. So it was important for me that I could just wear a long sleeve and have it be covered up. So that was my first tattoo. My second tattoo was actually 3 tattoos in one, and these were done during the pandemic, during COVID. I had been thinking about what's my next tattoo gonna be. A lot of people say that once you get your first tattoo, they become kind of addicting, and it's definitely true, because it's kind of like, you know, you've taken your tattoo virginity and you just feel less like scared, I guess, to dive in and go get another one. Even though they're permanent, there's something about them that doesn't feel like it's actually going to be permanent. Like, you're just like, no, I'll like it forever. And these 3 actually are the ones that I like the least. If they were off my body, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't necessarily put them back. And it wasn't the best experience going to get them. So I got these tattoos done, like I said, during COVID. Camilla had already gotten a tattoo done by this girl, and she did a great job. So I decided to go see her. That being said, Camilla had gotten like imagery done. Like, she got a tiger done by this girl, and I wanted text. I wanted very, very thin line text, which now it's funny because now that is the trend. Like, we talked about the trends. Now very thin lines are very trendy, and there are tattoo shops that just specialize in fine lines. But at the time, it wasn't so easy to find someone to do text with very, very thin lines. It was more, what was more common for tattoo artists was those thicker lines, that thick cursive, which I really didn't want. I wanted like thin, dainty, feminine, tiny lines. The first one that I got is this one on my arm right here. It says The Ride, and I just wanted it in like a thin, like handwriting kind of cursive. I decided on this for a multitude of reasons, and one of them is because The Ride is actually one of my favorite songs by Drake. If you listen to it, it's kind of like a harsh song. Like, the lyrics are a little bit harsh, but to me, the message is like, he had this thing he was passionate about, he loved it so much, and just like working those long nights, doing everything he could to make his dreams come true. Like, to me, that's what the song is about. And it was like, the ride was like his journey to, in Drake's case, like fame and success. But for me, it just kind of symbolized like whatever my goal is, like working hard and knowing that it's possible, because okay, Drake is obviously extremely successful, and I like love Drake so much. It's just, to me, it's a reminder that all of my dreams and all of our dreams are possible to come true. And in the meantime, we need to enjoy the ride. We need to enjoy the journey. So that's what that symbolizes for me. I also came up with that idea when I was working in consulting and I was feeling so miserable. It was kind of like this thing I would keep telling myself was like, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Like there is something out there for me. There is something that I'm passionate about. And I think back then, even in the back of my mind, I knew it was like YouTube related. I know it sounds kind of like silly, but even back then it was like this little fire inside of me. And so I got that tattoo of the ride to just symbolize that journey for me. And to this day, I sometimes still look at it like when I'm feeling, you know, discouraged, or like when I got laid off from my job, I, you know, felt like, oh, what am I doing? Like what, you know, like, am I even like on a path to success? Like, am I going to accomplish my dreams? And looking at it, it's like, remember when you really felt like everything was possible, and remember that everything is possible. Like it happens for others. It can happen to you. Like just keep on enjoying the ride and stop being so obsessed with the destination, because that is definitely something that I do, is I obsess about getting to point B, getting to a certain place, like, and just not take a look around and really enjoy the ride. The placement for this was pretty simple. I wanted it to be on my arms. I wanted it to be more front facing. So if my arm was like down kind of straight in front of me, you could kind of see it, but not really. Kind of just like in with my like arm hairline, which I know that sounds weird, but it's exactly kind of where the hair on my arm starts, and that's where I wanted the tattoo to be. I feel like sometimes you just get called for it to go to a certain place. I also think it's nice because if my arm is like resting on a desk while I'm working, I can see it. And so my little reminder is kind of always there. I just had to move into the shade because my camera was overheating. So in line with tattoo number 2, which actually has like 3 sub tattoos, is this little one on my wrist right here. A lot of people look at it and go, what the heck is that? What does it say? Is it a wave? It's like a squiggle. And it's actually the numbers 222, like going down. So yes, I am a basic bitch with some angel number tattoos. I just want to say, at the time that I got these, they weren't as common, but it's so funny because I went for dinner with a group of girls a couple of months ago, and one of the girls had not the same font, but she had 222 like in the same spot on her wrist. And I was like, we have matching tattoos. So this is one of the tattoos that I'm not really happy with. If you look at them up close, you can see that the first 2s, like 2 on top, are matching, and then the last 2 on the bottom here, it's like actually different. Like it's not as nice, and I just feel like, look at the top, like it's just not very well done. Yeah, I don't dislike it enough to get it taken off, but like I said before, if it were to like vanish from my body, I would be fine with it. However, I do like what it symbolizes to me. To me, 222 means you are in the exact right place at the exact right time. And the way I came to know this for me was when I was on a trip with my family. We were in my dad's hometown. I was feeling a lot of anxiety and I just didn't want to be there. I wanted to go home. Again, this was in university, and like I just had a really hard time mental health wise in university. I felt like, you know, I shouldn't be there. I shouldn't be enjoying myself. I should be studying or working, or I don't know. I was feeling guilty about something. I was feeling very, very anxious, and we were in the car with my dad. We pulled into my aunt's driveway. My dad put the car in park, and I looked at the like screen on his car, and the kilometer meter, the last digits were 222. And I was like, I just felt like a little tingle inside of me, and went into the house, looked up what 222 meant in terms of angel numbers. And one of the definitions, and that just like really resonated with me, was you were in the exact right place at the exact right time. And I just felt this feeling of peace wash over me, and it just made me calm down a lot and reduced my anxiety a lot of like, there's nowhere else I need to be right now. I am in the right place at the right time. It wasn't right after that I got the tattoo. It was by the time I went to Australia, came back, and I just thought about it for a long time of like, I want to get 222 on me, and I somehow knew I wanted it on my wrist just like as a constant reminder. The tie-in with Australia as well is that I felt a lot of apprehension about going on my study abroad semester in Australia, because I was like, oh, I should stay home, I should save my money. And when I was there, I felt no guilt. Like when I was having so much fun, I didn't feel guilty. I wasn't worried about the money. I was just in this wonderful mindset, and it taught me that, like, yes, go out and experience, and you will always be in the right place at the right time. And so that was just a really important message for me. So I got that one tattooed. The message is still important. Like I said, I don't love the look of it. Sometimes I think about actually getting it kind of covered up and getting maybe like a thicker, more like medieval font. But again, like the medieval font is very trendy right now. Doesn't guarantee that I'll like it forever. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone. Now, the last tattoo that I have, I'm going to have to put a insert over on the screen. This is my most hidden tattoo. It is on my hip. It's like right in the kind of, it's like right above my hip bone. It's like where my like fleshy part of your hip starts. And it is 333. So more angel numbers. This one, again, I don't like the look of it. I remember when we were picking the font, I didn't like how like any of the threes look. And I just kind of felt like the tattoo artist was rushing me a little bit to like make a decision. So when you go get a tattoo, they will print it out on kind of like a stencil paper, and then you'll put it on you so you can see how it looks. And she did it so big, and I was like, no, please, please, please make it smaller. Thank God I spoke up and said that, because if it was big on me, I think I would really hate it. It's small enough that I forget about it and I don't really care. What is cool about this is what I wanted was for the 333 to actually be inverted. So if you look at it, you will see that it's basically mirrored. I wanted it to be a proper 333 when I looked in the mirror, because I don't look down at my hip very often, but let's say I were to look in the mirror, which also doesn't really happen often that I'm like looking at my hip in the mirror, especially that most of the outfits that I wear are more of a high waist, like it's covered. But I just thought it would be cool that the writing was mirrored so that I can read it and it's really just like something for me. And what 333 means to me is, again, I got the idea for this one when I was in consulting and I was so miserable. You guys know the story. I was so miserable. And somehow, like in a lot of my spreadsheets and in a lot of my work and just in life, I would see 333 pop up all the time. I would see it in addresses. I would see it when I was driving. I would see 333. To me, 333 meant follow your heart. And what that was for me at the time was permission to leave the Big Four. It was like a validation. Like I would think about quitting and I would see 333. I would think about how I was miserable and how I knew I could be happier doing something else or being somewhere else, and I would see 333. So it was always like my validation that what I'm feeling in my heart and what I'm feeling in my intuition is correct and I should follow it. Quick story time is when I was thinking about quitting, I had a job interview at a tech consulting firm where I ended up going to work, and they gave me a job offer. I took like about a day or maybe even a bit more before accepting the job offer. And I remember sitting at the office at the Big Four thinking, should I accept this? Am I ready to give it up? Because this had once been my dream. You know, am I going to be making a mistake if I give up this job? And I was working on a spreadsheet that had a ton of numbers in it, a ton of numbers. And I said, okay, universe, if I am meant to accept this new job position, show me 333. And within 10-15 minutes, the number 333 appeared in the spreadsheet. And, you know, we could say that is the universe's magic. We could say that is pure dumb luck. We could say, yeah, no shit, it's going to be there. You know, you're looking at a spreadsheet with thousands of numbers. Of course there's going to be a 333, but not necessarily. So I really took that as a magic sign from the universe, and it was a wonderful decision that I made to leave that company and to accept the other job. So yeah, 333 has always been special for me, and I just got all three of these numbers to remind myself, like, basically they're all symbols to like listen to your heart, follow your path, know that success and that your dreams are coming to you, which are all very important messages for me. And at the end of the day, I think they symbolize hope, and they symbolize just that life is meant to be beautiful and life is meant to be enjoyed. And I like thinking about that from time to time and remembering that, because I think life can be so hard. To this day, I struggle with my mental health, and I, go through periods of depression, and sometimes life can feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Life can feel challenging. Life can feel hopeless. You look at the news and life feels hopeless, or maybe sometimes you look at your bank account and life feels hopeless. But the true essence of life, I believe, is beauty and happiness and love, and that is available to all of us, no matter where we live, no matter our financial situation, no matter what job we have. Those pure feelings are available to all of us, and I just like having these little reminders on my body. Anyways, I've been in the car for so long and I actually really have to pee, and I'm getting a bit hungry. This day has been so good at the beginning and then has gotten a little bit frustrating, what with the alarms and stuff. I think the alarm set off some like cortisol in me. So yeah, I'm just debating. Jess is going to get his haircut and I'm like, if I wait around for 40 minutes, we'll go have lunch together. But then I'm waiting around for 40 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna go home, make a little lunch, and then we will get cozy and talk about my last 2 tattoos. Okay, so this is my most frustrating day ever, you guys. I went home. I decided to be a good girl and just go home. I was gonna make a smoothie, make a lunch, snack, take a little break from filming, and just like go back to my editing camp, you know, hustle. Okay, so I drive back into the building. The alarms are still on. Maggie instantly starts freaking out. I go back up to my floor because at the end, like no matter what, I didn't know if I was gonna stay or go, but I had to pee. And I was like, maybe I'll just like throw together a smoothie really quick so that I can save some money. I'm looking in my purse for my keys. I'm looking in my pockets. I locked myself out because our front door like automatically locks. And anyways, JS and I swapped keys. So I'm not used to, like, my keys have a teddy bear on them and I'm just used to grabbing the teddy bear. Anyway, I guess like because it threw me off because we had each other's keys, I thought that they were in my bag and I'm locked out of my place. So I have to pee. He's at the hairdresser, so I'm walking now to the hairdresser where I was just there. I was just next to it with my car. Now I'm walking back there. I'm so frustrated, you guys. I'm taking this as a sign because look, like we're talking about tattoos, we're talking about signs. I try and find some kind of meaning and purpose for everything. I am gonna take this as a sign that maybe I was getting a little too obsessed with like my productivity and my editing, and just like, I have been very like work obsessed the past couple days, but I felt like it was in a good way. Although I was clenching my jaw and cracking my jaw, my TMJ a little bit. So maybe I was taking it a little bit too far. I'm gonna take this as a sign to like slow down a tiny bit. Like waking up at 6 a.m. to edit and then trying to edit all day and then wondering if I should cancel plans this evening to keep on editing. Like that's where my mind is at. And even though I guess it's like fun because I love editing, maybe not the healthiest or most sustainable mindset. So bright news is that it's a beautiful day. There's a new juice bar that opened up near his hair salon. So I'll go grab myself a juice from there, take a bunch of deep breaths, and just enjoy this beautiful weather. I've got Maggie with me. I got the waist leash. And that's gonna be that, because what else can we do? Look at my baby, she's so cute. So I have 2 tattoos left to talk to you guys about. We are finally home. The AC is on, the fire alarms are off, and we're gonna wrap this up. Both of these tattoos I got at the same time. I got them done actually in Vancouver. However, unlike these 3, which also got done at the same time, I consider these 2 to be very separate. The first one I wanna talk about is my snake. I call it like my little snakey, and this is probably my second favorite of all of my tattoos. It's so funny because from time to time people will see my snake and they'll be like, oh, does that symbolize like the shedding of the skin, or like, I don't know, other things that snakes symbolize? And I'm like, no. It was another one of those things that I just saw many photos of. I saw it on people and I just thought it was cool. I have wanted a snake tattoo since I was very young, like since I was in middle school, I wanna say. I just always thought it was really cool. I don't particularly love reptiles, but I do think that snakes are really beautiful, and I've always loved just like drawings of snakes, like snake kind of jewelry. I just always thought it was really cool, like a little bit spooky, a little bit edgy. So I knew I wanted a snake tattoo. I almost got it done actually while I was in Australia, but I just couldn't find someone to, I don't know, I couldn't find someone that I trusted or that I was like vibing with. I also didn't have any money at the time, so I think that was kind of a blocking factor because you don't want to cheap out on your tattoos. These are going to be on your body forever. You want someone to do a good job. So I found this tattoo artist in Vancouver because my friend Camilla and Camilla was with me for literally all of my tattoos. It's like she's involved in every one of them. We were going on a like besties trip to Vancouver and we both really wanted to get a tattoo done. It started by just me wanting to get something done, and then she was like, if you do one, I'll do one. And then that turned into a friendship tattoo, which is the last one I'm going to tell you about. But first things first was this snake. So I ended up messaging the girl. I found her on Instagram. I literally found her through the hashtag Vancouver Tattoo. She was part of this really cool studio and I just really liked her vibe. She had a nice portfolio. She was a newer artist, but you could just tell kind of from her portfolio that she was good. So again, it was like this conversation by email. We finalized the designs together, but she was a lot more patient and I really felt very good about telling her exactly what I wanted. When it came to placement, I actually wanted it to go like through the inner crease of my elbow, so like this part that bends, and she advised me against it. Basically, I wanted it to be right under the ride tattoo. So if I wanted it there, the options were to go through the skin here, which she advised against because it's very painful. It's very like soft skin here. And because it moves all the time, it's just not a good spot for tattoos. So it was either to move more forward, which that becomes, you know, the Harry Potter like Death Eater, or it was to go shorter, which I didn't want either, or was to go like that, which I didn't want either. So we ended up putting it very much on the inside, which I love because it is a pretty big tattoo. So it's nice that it's really very hidden because if I'm like this, you guys don't see it. But if I open up, there she is. She's beautiful. I love it. So the placement ended up being perfect. I love that it goes all the way up into here. And again, just like from the front, you guys can't see anything. Open up, there they are. I just love that when it comes to placement. So just like the rose, the snake itself didn't really symbolize anything, but it was more about the timing. I went through another experience that was very just empowering for me, very like, I want to say like a milestone moment. And it made me feel ready to get this tattoo, and that the snake that I've been wanting for so long could symbolize this change that I had felt. Not even a change, but just, I guess like a shift within me. So the story goes that I basically survived COVID living alone. I went through a lot of like dark times and real loneliness during COVID. I went through a lot of like work struggles and work uncertainty. And then I did my 3 months dating, alcohol, and social media detox. And after those 3 months, I feel like I came out like almost reborn. I felt like a new person. I had so much extra self-love for myself and respect for myself. I guess if I had to summarize it, like snaky just kind of means like be your true self through all elements, like through all elements of yourself. And also just like a period of a lot of growth that I went through, which was that living alone COVID time. So that is snaky. The sword over here is kind of funny. It's really random. It's my most impulsive, randomest tattoo that the only true meaning behind this sword is my friendship with Camilla, which obviously has so much depth and so much meaning to it. But this is our friendship tattoo. Basically, we saw a picture when we were looking at tattoos for what she wanted to get when she was coming to Vancouver, like when we were getting our tattoos in Vancouver together. We saw one that was a sword like this with the snake over top of it. And she loved that and she really wanted that one. However, I really wanted my two to be separate. So she got the snake and the sword together. She put it on her leg, and then I just got the sword on its own. The detail I love best about the sword is the little eye on the handle. It's funny too, because after the fact, Kamij and I were able to like find some meaning with the sword. It's like the sword of Gryffindor. The snake, it's kind of like the snake in Harry Potter. And like her and I, we love Harry Potter so much. And it was like, it's just kind of like this thing we share in common and like something that bonds us together among many other things. But yeah, this is my tattoo with Camilla. I wish I had more to say on it than that. And those are the last two tattoos I got. And I think I got those almost 2 years ago now. So it's been a really long time. I don't have any other tattoos planned, but I'm sure throughout my life there will be more. I'm just kind of very happy with everything I have, and I also don't know where else I would put something. I mean, there's still some space on my inner arms. I think that's the only place where I would put more tattoos. And if I had to pick one, like if you were like, Zoey, go get a tattoo tomorrow, what would you get? I think I would get something Harry Potter related. I know, I'm such a nerd. I've actually been thinking for a few years now of getting something related to the Felix Felicis potion, which is like the Lucky Charm potion in Harry Potter. There's something about just the idea of that potion. I know it doesn't really exist, but the idea of that potion, I love it so much that like, you know, in the book or in the movie, like he gives it to Ron and it's just like a placebo, and then Ron goes out and has the best day of his life and it was really just like a placebo, the potion, like he didn't actually take it. So I just love that message that like we can trick ourselves into being lucky. And, you know, then with like lucky girl syndrome and everything like that, it just kind of reinforces the idea for this tattoo. However, I don't know if I would get it in script, or Kamij actually suggested like a tiny little like potion vial with maybe like the writing on the label, something like that. So once I have the idea fully baked in my head, once I'm ready to, you know, pay for another tattoo and commit to it, that's probably what I would get. The other one, I'm not gonna share it because it will be a surprise if I ever do it, but it's something related to the School of Rock, which is my favorite movie. So you guys can see I'm like getting further, but they're still both meaningful, but they start to become, I think the more you get, the less attached you get to them, at least in my case. So I'm starting to just get like funny, silly ideas that, you know, I'd be happy if they were on me. I think they would look super cool, but I'm also not just like dying to get them kind of thing. So you guys, that is a wrap on this video. This was so chaotic. I feel like it was probably such a long vlog, a mix of kind of Sunday chat style, just chats, day in the life, pure chaos, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Garage for sponsoring this video. I'm going to stop talking now and get back to my editing camp. I've got so much work to do. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your never-ending support. See you in my next video.